What's going on, guys? Arcade here. Sorry if there's an echo, but I want to make a video talk about something that's been driving me crazy the last couple of days, and it's involving Destiny. Now, I had a different plan when it came to talking about Destiny this week, but because of recent things, it had to change up. I was planning on doing a very positive Destiny video, and I still will do that very positive Destiny video in a couple of days, if not next week. But today, I want to make a personal video for Bungie. And by personal, I don't mean I want to get personal, but I want to talk to them directly. So this video is directed towards you, Bungie. You should not force your community to play a certain game mode in order to complete a quest line. Now, hear me out. This is about the exotic quest lines, mostly Truth, Thorn, and the Lumnia. Those guns require you to play Crucible. And now some people don't like Crucible whatsoever, and they don't want to play Crucible ever. I don't mind Crucible, but there are people in the community who just do not want to touch Crucible. All they care about is playing the PvE of Destiny. So it's not fair to have an exotic quest line that forces people to play Crucible. That forces people to grind Crucible. Not even just play it, grind Crucible. It's not fair. And that's bad creation of content. Now, I have a friend who she does not like Crucible whatsoever. And she really wants to have the Lumnia. She really wants to have the Thorn. She really wants to have the Truth. But she can't get those guns because, first off, she's not that good at Crucible to begin with. And those getting those quests completed require you to at least be half decent enough to get kills in Crucible at a consistent rate. So it's not fair. And I think Bungie needs to understand, especially in the future, if you're going to make quests that are directed towards the Crucible, it should only be a Crucible-centric quest. Quests given by Shax, quests given by Lord Saladin. But you shouldn't have regular quests be tied to the Crucible. Because I'm not dumb. I know what you guys are doing. I know that you're trying to, you do that so people can play Crucible. Because you know for a fact Crucible does not have a high player count. People aren't playing Crucible the way you want them to play Crucible. So in order to get the community to play Crucible, you're putting quest lines that are tied to it. You're tying PvE quest lines to PvP quest line because you know for a fact people aren't going to play Crucible unless they're forced to. Destiny's not a multiplayer game in terms of PvP. People don't play Destiny for PvP. Like, I'm sure there's a small pocket of people who love playing Crucible, who love playing Iron Banner, but the mass majority of Destiny players play Destiny for the PvE content. And a lot of those people who play PvE content, have zero interest in being forced to play PvP. And it's not fair. It's not fair to have any kind of content that forces you to do something. In Destiny, this is a game where you generally aren't forced to do anything. Generally. Outside of these selected quests, being forced to play PvP, most things in Destiny, you're not forced to do anything. You can get to max light without having ever done a raid. You're not forced to do raids. You can get to max light without ever doing a single raid. Just playing the game. Just completing bounties. You can get to max light without ever doing a single nightfall. You can get to max level without ever doing a menagerie. Without ever doing blind well. You're not forced to do those things. There's nothing that forces you to do that. Now, there are quest lines that will be easier to complete if you do a blind well. There's quest lines involving those things like the raids and the nightfall and the menagerie. There's quests that involves those things, but you're not forced to do them. You can sit there and go, do I really want to do the Leviathan to complete this exotic quest? What is this gun? I don't really care about that gun, so I don't care. But when it comes to these three particular guns, two of these guns are Destiny 1 weapons. the Truth, and the Thorn. And those are very popular weapons in those two games. The Truth will be a phenomenal gun to have in PvE. The Thorn is a good gun to have in if you're playing, Crucible. So I can understand the Thorn requiring you to play Crucible because it's a good gun to have in the Crucible. But the Thorn is best used in PvE. And it also just goes back to the overall issue that I have with Bungie when it comes to locking Destiny 1 guns behind paywalls and locking them behind, grindy quests. These are Destiny 1 guns. These guns weren't this difficult to get in Destiny 1. So why are they this difficult to get in Destiny 2? I feel like it would be terrible if they added the Gallowhorn to Destiny 2 because it would probably be locked behind a paywall. And it will probably require you to do some things that you don't want to do. Games are about having fun. Completing quests should be all about having fun. I shouldn't hate when I read the quest details and it says you have to do this. Like, what are the great things about the Lumia quest line, even the Thorn quest line? The great things about those initially is when you read those texts, there's a lot of or. That's amazing. You did a great job with the first few steps in these quest lines, Bungie, because it has the word "or" in it. Like, there's one that says you can complete blind whales, or you can play Crucible, or you can do escalation protocols. That gives you 3 options on how to complete that step. You can do blind whales, you can do escalation protocols, or you can do Crucible. It gives you options. And that's how the entire quest line should be. That's how all quest lines should be. You should have options on what you can and can't do. So hey, you don't want to play Crucible? That's fine. You can go do this instead. For example, there's one of the steps is you have to get hand cannon kills. You get more if you get more points towards it if you use the void hand cannon. But you have to do it in Crucible. That would be better if it said either do it in Crucible or you have to get hand cannon kills in, say, the Nightfall. You have to get hand cannon kills in the raid. Because I understand the point what Bungie's trying to do. Bungie wants you to play the entire game. They don't want you to stick into one thing. I understand that. But it's important to have that or. Give us the option on doing things. If you're telling me my options are Crucible, Nightfall, Raid, then I can sit there and think to myself, do I want to do the Nightfall? Do I want to do Crucible? Do I want to do the Raid? Which one sounds like a difficult? And then you can say you get more if you do Crucible, but you still get some by doing the Raid. You still get some by doing the Nightfall, which is also what previous steps say. Previous step in these quest lines say you get more by doing this thing than doing the other thing. You get more by doing 7 ways in the escalation protocol than you would by doing something else. You get more by doing a tier 3 blind whale than a tier 1 or tier 2. That's how it should be, but it's not. You have to play Crucible. You have to use a hand cannon. You have to use a hand cannon as a void. You have to get headshots. If you get killed in the process of doing this quest line, you lose progress. So it's telling you gotta go positive on a consistent basis. If you're bad at Crucible, you might not ever get those guns. I'm good at Crucible, so when it comes for me, that's not anything that I'm stressing over. I don't stress over, oh, you gotta get Crucible kills with a hand cannon. First off, my favorite gun to use in the game is hand cannons. I play Crucible, so I don't really mind it. But it's not about me. It's about the other people in this community. It's about my friends. It's about my people who play this game that aren't trying to play Crucible. The one thing about being a YouTuber is you gotta have a mindset that's not selfish. So this video is not about me in Destiny. It's about the community who doesn't want to play Crucible, but want to have the Thorn, want to have the Lumia. They want to have the Truth. So all I'm saying, Destiny, Bungie, is put that or in there. Instead of go play Crucible, put or you can go do this. If you're PvE centered, you can go do this. But you get more points if you go play Crucible. Make Crucible an option, but give it a higher incentive. So you can have that or, but you get more by doing Crucible. With all that said, guys, this video, thank y'all for watching. Hope y'all enjoyed. I'll catch you guys next time. Peace out.